Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be doing some battles here in the Master League. We currently have the Premier Cup, which is going to not allow you to use legendaries, so this is going to be a little bit before that. I've been holding on to this footage here, so I decided to go ahead and just upload it. Now, we could potentially be seeing Mewtwo making a return very soon. You already know it's going to be coming back at one point or another, but we do not know if they're going to bring back a Shadow or its legacy Psystrike or Shadow Ball. It does have those two legacies there. I think Hyper Beam 2 might be one, but that's something you don't need, right? So we'll see. There's been a few leaks, but I don't know. Not going to hold my breath. But if we do get it back, I want you to consider this too, okay? We still need 2 Megas for Mewtwo, right? And when we do get the Megas, whenever they do come out, I would assume they would probably release them separately, you know, to maximize profit and stretch it out as long as possible, which is fine. You're going to be able to get candies there too. So if you're looking to max out your Shadow and you just want some extra XL candy, when it comes back without its Mega, just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? Maybe get those candies, but it is going to be coming back as a Mega, so we're looking at a lot of money here spent. So just want to give you a little bit of a heads up. Now, we're going to be pairing up this Mewtwo with the Zygarde here. One of the best things that you can possibly have for the Master League. Also, I'm pretty sure it's the most difficult Pokemon to obtain in Pokemon Go, right? So, pairing it up with this, and the Mewtwo will be equipped as my best buddy, and unfortunately the IVs aren't the best on that Shadow, but it's still looking pretty good. Now we also have the Armor Mewtwo. I mean, where in the world is this? Like, they bring it out for the movie that it did a little bit of it's kind of like a remake of the old one from the 90s, right? I remember I went to the movie theater and saw that, but they released it for that, and as well as the clone Pokemon, Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, and Pikachu. And then they released it with Psystrike a couple of months later, and ever since it's just been gone. So when are we going to get that back again? Then of course we do have the Shiny Shadows, which was a great time. So yeah, Mewtwo, let's get it. All right, so let's have a little fun. This is of course going to be a double legacy here. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. Now I want to say something really quick here. The world is going pretty, things are happening in the world right now. Not going to get political here or anything like that. I will a little bit on my X, but on this channel, we're not going to do that here. We're going to keep it strictly Pokemon Go, okay? I will say this, though. I'm enjoying my Bitcoin going up, okay? All right, but with that said, just going to leave it alone there and just talk about these battles and a few other things going on here. As far as Pokemon Go is concerned. So we got a lot of events coming up here. Seems a little bit overwhelming, but it looks like they are going to be spreading them out over several different days. So it's not going to be like all piled onto like 2 days, okay? So leading up to the Go Wild area, you're going to have several different kind of events going on here. So you'll be able to kind of pace yourself as far as that is concerned. It is going to be pretty exciting, and it looks like they're making this some sort of like a Go Fest 2.0. And I think they're going to be doing this every year too, so it's going to be a permanent kind of thing. So get used to that. It's going to be pretty good. Really nothing negative about it, to be honest. It's just a bunch of fun things to indulge in, right? And you definitely are going to want to make time to play these events, okay? Pretty excited about that one. As far as Go Battle League is concerned and me battling and all this stuff, I have been just skipping days. I've already told you all this multiple times. My love for battling is, I wouldn't say gone. It's just not as excited to do it all the time. As a matter of fact, I may skip a day, 2, 3. I think I've gone like 4 or 5 days without battling now. When I used to wait and just anticipate to do my next battles for the next day. But now I just don't care with all the brokenness going on here. This is definitely not going to be a big rant about, lag or the algorithm. We've already said it 100 times. Okay, we get it. The algorithm is there. It's annoying. I get it. The lag, it's all busted. I'm just going to kind of try to focus on the battles here, and I think I'm going to just talk about other random things, okay? Because we haven't done one of these battles in a while. But, yeah, so let's get it. If you haven't made yourself a Shadow Mewtwo, it's definitely worth your investment. As far as having a double legacy, it could go with Shadow Ball, I mean, if you do that, you're going to be stuck with 2 legacies. Psystrike is a non-negotiable. You go with that, period. As far as that other move, though, Shadow Ball, it is amazing. But the thing is, you're not going to be able to make it an elemental type after that. You could, but you're going to be wasting your elite TM. So just keep that in mind. And it's going to be great for PvP, Master League, of course. And it is your top psychic type attacker for raiding. Okay. When we get the Megas for Mewtwo, the Shadow is still going to be almost on par with them. Although Mewtwo Y is going to be an unbelievably strong Pokemon. It's going to be sticking to just the psychic typing, while the other one is going to be going into fighting and psychic, making it not necessarily weak to dark, which is pretty interesting. But I can't wait for Mewtwo Y. The thing has a great design, and it's just going to be pretty exciting. And I'm going to be able to finally power up my Mewtwo that's 100 that took me quite literally 6 years to get. Unbelievable. All right, so we'll be leading with Zygarde the entire time here. This is a great lead up against the Necrozma Duskmane here. I'm going to go ahead and go with Crunch. I do have Outrage. I typically would run Earthquake, but it gives me a little bit more of an edge for, say, Yveltals typically, and just hitting dragons that much harder, right? Crunch is pretty much what you're going to want to go with all the time. As far as the Mewtwo, what other move do you want to run? We've got, like I discussed, Psystrike, and then you could go Focus Blast for a nice nuke move. I mean, it does have Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt. I wouldn't really recommend running those. You could, although if you have Ice Beam, you're going to be able to do some devastating damage to those dragons. Even Dialga, you know, even though it's part steel, it's still going to be doing quite a bit of damage. All right, so we got the Kyogre, another one of my favorites here. You know, it's funny, that Kyogre is 100. You've seen it in the beginning. I did not catch it during the event where it was receiving Origin Pulse, so it's going to be an older time. I did use an Elite Charge TM to put Origin Pulse on it. I took it off because I just personally like running Surf more. You're going to want Origin Pulse as a pure water type attacker, although Surf still works pretty good for you. But yeah, I took it off. I just, you know, we're okay with that. I personally just rather run Thunder. Alrighty, into the next game here. Got a nice little matchup here. They're going to be doing quite a bit of damage. Man, that Palkia sure is hitting me hard with that Dragon Tail. Now, we can definitely let this go and call that Aqua Tail, because it's definitely not going to be the hard-hitting dragon move they're just throwing immediately here. And we're gonna, I think, do we shield this up? Yeah, we want to kind of win this swap here. We got a shield out of them. Let's see if we can get 2. More than likely, they'll just let this go here. Yeah, down they go, winning this matchup, bringing in a Xerneas. We're gonna go ahead and swap. I didn't want them to farm me up too much there, and there was really nothing we can do, unfortunately, with the moveset that we do have. Everything is gonna be resisted by that fairy over there. Bringing in the Kyogre here, and they're going to be sticking it out. Sounds good. Now they're within the range for us to be able to Psycho Cut them down. And the thing about Shadow Mewtwo is, my gosh, this thing hits everything hard. It doesn't matter if you resist it or not. It will run through you. You can spam Psystrike on a Steel type and still do a ton of damage. But then if you have, you know, Shadow Ball, you could go with that, or again, Focus Blast. But a lot of times it's... you can just straight Psystrike everything. There's nothing that can hide from it. Nothing. All right, so we're seeing them bring back the Xerneas here, and we're just going to Psycho Cut them down and take that win. Moving it on to the next game here, we got quite a few battles. Now, I did have to trim off even more, okay? This was initially going to be about an hour long. These were recorded during the Go Battle weekend times, so that was why I had a whole bunch all piled up here. I completed the tickets, and I want to thank everybody for buying me all these event tickets. You are all so kind. I really appreciate my supporters here. Thank you so much. Man, I keep having to like stop myself from trying to get into the waters of what's going on right now. But again, I told myself I can't not do this on YouTube. Okay, we're just gonna keep my mouth zipped shut. Anyway, so what do we got going on here? Landorus. This is always a great matchup. This is always fantastic. I don't know why they hit me with Stone Edge here. Pretty sure they have Sanseer Storm, but okay, we'll take it. Bringing in a Mewtwo, and they have that Kyogre. we're going to build up to 2 Psy Strikes so we can just spam them. More than likely, we're going to get a shield here, and then we'll just hit the other one and take that win. And that's another thing about Mewtwo. You're getting stab on top of doing a ton of damage with Psy Strike, one of the best moves in the game, and Psycho Cut makes it so much more OP because you can spam it so fast. This is why I just have to say, make one. Absolutely worth your time. For the Shadow. If you have a regular one and you don't have a good Shadow, then, you know, do what you gotta do. Regular Mewtwo is great as well. It's just the Shadow is unbelievably strong. All right, up against this Gyarados here. Pretty surprised I didn't throw a charge move there. Bringing in, what was that? Their Solgaleo. Spacing, yeah. Look, still got a little foggy brain from the past couple of days here. Anyways, going to go for another Crunch, which is going to be super effective. And they're going to be shielding it up. Sounds good. They keep on spamming me with the with that Psychic Fang. Is that what it is? Yeah, okay. So it's dropping my defense. Took me out, bringing in the Kyogre. Now, you could have Solar Beam and take people by surprise. It's happened to me a couple of times. As a matter of fact, what's been taking me by surprise as well? Oh, Ho-Oh, which Solar Beam. I'll let it go, and it's like one-shot my Kyogre. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyways, we have a Ho-Oh in the back. All right, sounds good. So we're just going to simply spam the Psy Strike with Mewtwo here. You can pretty much take almost anything out with 2 Psy Strikes. I mean, if you're doing neutral damage, okay? If there's a Steel type, like a Dialga, I think it takes 2 as well. Might be 2, and then just a couple of Psy Strikes to take them out. Melmetal as well. All right, next game we're going to be met with the Dialga here. Good old classic Dialga, and we will let this go. This is definitely Iron Head. I would typically shield it up just to kind of give myself a little bit more of an edge, because now at this point they could, I don't know if they can farm me down, but we're just going to go ahead and swap into my Mewtwo. And of course they're bringing in Giratina. Now I could have went with just straight up Psy Shock or Psy Strike. It still would have done a lot of damage and it takes less energy, but of course they shielded up. I should have known better. Got that last shield, getting to the Shadow Ball. Do you think this is going to one-shot? Let's take a look. And it does. Of course it does. Down they go. And bringing in their Dialga to farm me down, which is not the best situation here. And I think we'll just let this go. See, Kyogre, not the best matchup, obviously, going up against Dialga here, but we're still doing a good amount of damage. I mean, that's not bad. Now, Surf is going to be taking a lot more energy, just a little bit more energy as before, as compared to before, because, well, they did change it. So taking more energy, but also doing more damage too. So we're looking good. Now, we do have the energy advantage here. Getting to the Thunder, do you think this is going to one-shot? Let's see what happens here. Beautiful. Not quite, but that's okay. A Surf is not going to be enough to take us out here. And we still do have our Zygarde, and we go down, but we still had a Kyogre with like 1 HP, so we're taking that win. Let's go. Moving it on to the next game here. This is a great matchup, Giratina Origin. You know, you can get hit by a surprise Dragon Pulse, which will do a good amount of damage, but a lot of people are not going to be really running that, so we're looking good here. And we're going to go ahead and just go for the Crunch, of course. Super effective. No need to go all the way up to the Outrage, although I would have one-shotted them. And they're swapping into their Gyarados, okay? Seeing a good amount of Gyarados right now. If in the Premier, you're going to see it all the time. It's one of the best, of course. But I will tell you, the cheat code for Premier, we've already put this out plenty of times, is going to be Primarina, okay? That is going to be one of your best options in the Master Premier. Phenomenal. All right. So we're going to farm them down. Nobody's used the shield. We got a lot of energy here. Immediately throwing the Surf. I do believe it's going to be a Shadow Metagross. Oh, Magnezone, okay. And they used the shield, retreated, bringing back that Kyogre or that Giratina. And what are we going to do here? We're perfectly fine. That Magnezone is going to be able to hit pretty hard, but we're 4 times resisting it with our Dragon and Ground, so we're looking good. They're literally going to have to do a Mirror Shot, and I'm pretty sure that'll be enough to take us out at this point. I think I actually just let it go. It was not even enough. That was not even enough. Bringing in Mewtwo. Now, again, we just can go for Psy Strike. We really don't need to go for Shadow Ball. Magnezone is kind of squishy as it is already, and they just went Wild Charge, so their defense is down anyways. Yeah, we'll go ahead and shield this one up as well. Shadow Mewtwo, you know, It is very frail. That's the only problem because, of course, as we know, Shadow Pokemon take that much more damage. Mewtwo is not the tankiest thing around, so on top of being Shadow, can find a little bit of trouble going up against Pokemon with fast move pressure, and your health just goes down that much quicker, of course. Next game, we're met with a Rhyperior. Everybody loves shielding the Rhyperiors, I'm telling you what. It's kind of like almost getting 2 shields every single stinking time. So we're going to pretend we're building up to Earthquake to see, I mean, like I said, everybody shielded up. And with that breaking swipe, it makes Rhyperior very good. All right, and it's new and improved Mud Slap, absolutely slapping. Happy to see my boy on the map now. Rhyperior deserves that kind of a spot. Definitely awesome. So they're going to be bringing in their Xerneas. We're going to go ahead and bring on our Mewtwo to spam the heck out of them. They're going to be letting that go. I think I actually shield this up and Psycho Cut them down. Let's see if we can. Come on, you can do a Mewtwo. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're out of here. And we have all this energy. They're so in trouble right here. The Yveltal is probably one of the best options to not get just completely wiped out by Mewtwo. Hey, there it is. There you go. Still doing a decent amount of damage. I had no idea that we were going to see Yveltal. I just bring it up. But yeah, that's where you're having Focus Blast will come in handy, or Ice Beam, okay? Going up against the Yveltal, but I wouldn't really run. I mean, you run however you want. I wouldn't run it just for the sake of Yveltal. Have something else to cover you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and shield that up. They're swapping back into the Rhyperior. We're going to go ahead and take them out before they hit us with a breaking swipe, and of course, they're going to be shielding it up. This is probably going to be Rock Wrecker here. Yeah, doing a good amount of damage. And we're taking them out. Barely had any health there. Swapping into the Mewtwo. Folks, can we take out this Yveltal with our Mewtwo? Is this going to be enough? It is enough. Let's go. All right. Let's keep it going here. And the Yveltal Shiny came back for a little bit of revenge. Let's go. So, again, this is always a great matchup, especially when I do have the Outrage. If I had Earthquake, it's still not a horrible matchup because the quick move on the Zygarde is actually doing a decent amount, Dragon Tail, and I would typically probably just hit them with Crunch to try to get their defense down to do more with our quick move, but Outrage works great. They swap into their Ho-Oh. We're going to go ahead and bring in their Kyogre, and, well, they've used a shield already. I think this is Solar Beam. There it is. Yep, there's the son of a gun. Solar Beam, you got me. All right, bringing in the Zygarde, back at it with that energy, throwing the Outrage, and looking pretty good here, farming them down. Mewtwo in the back with 2 shields. They're throwing. We're going to shield this up to do as much damage as we can before we bring in our Mewtwo. I don't really want to go up against that thing with our Mewtwo. Please shield this up. Please shield this up. And they do fan-frickin-tastic. Immediately swapping into the Mewtwo to hit him with that Psy Strike here, which I don't know if this will be enough. Ooh, it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, can we get to the Shadow Ball in one shot this Duskmane here? Of course we can, and of course it'll one-shot. We're Shadow. Look at that. Absolutely satisfying to see. Let's keep it going here into the next game. I did go up against a couple of my friends on my list. It's funny whenever that happens, and then sometimes I don't even realize until the end, and it's like our friendship will increase. I'm like, oh, that was a friend. I would have loved to include all the battles. Again, I had to shave it off. This video would have been like an hour and a half at times 2 speed. 2 hours with some losses as well, and just no way in hell I'm uploading a 2-hour Go Battle League video. So yeah, we'll keep it short and somewhat sweet here. Anyways, going for the Shadow Ball. What do we have? What are we going up against right now? Another Mewtwo. Okay. So I do believe they just keep spamming their Psy Strike here. And we're just going to go ahead and shield it up, get to the next Shadow Ball, and they catch. What did they just catch with? What was that? Groudon. Okay, very nice catch. So we're going to obviously just bring in our Kyogre here. This is a wrap. I think they just back out here. All right, good game. Let's keep it going here. Up to 20 minutes. All right, we got about another 9 minutes of battling here, folks. Then I'm going to go out and get Athena some food, get her a nice bully stick, take her for a walk. I'm gonna go get myself some chicken tikka masala. Yeah, let's go. Alrighty, so we're up against what is that? Zekrom. All right, so that's a pretty good matchup there. And we are going down because we didn't shield, but that's all right. We're able to Psycho Cut them down with Mewtwo, loaded up on this energy here. This is great. Pretty awesome Shadow too, with all that electricity going around it. They did a really good job with that. You know, although it would be pretty cool if they bring back Armor Mewtwo. Can you imagine Shadow Armor Mewtwo? Can you imagine that? Because it's not just a costume, you know. The stats are actually changed. Its attack is down while its HP and defense are up. Makes sense. It's got the armor on, right? But as a Shadow, you would have the defense and attack. That just sounds like something everybody should use or would want to use. That would be incredible. Niantic, can we make that happen, please? Shadow, shiny Mewtwo, Armor Mewtwo. Let's go. All right, so we have a Yveltal out here. Really putting it on the map now with its updated quick move. Actually, pretty cool Pokemon. I have a 100 best buddied up. I think it's best buddied up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right, so we'll let that go. Hitting me with a Focus Blast. This is why Zygarde is so OP. The thing just absorbs everything, right? Okay, so I think its biggest weakness is going to be Togekiss because of the moveset it does have. Pretty much all fairies, but Togekiss even more so. So they're bringing in their Kyogre. We're going to go ahead and bring in our own here. I don't know if I call this or not. Shielding. Oh, yeah. Shielding up the Thunder. Calling it correctly. Sounds good. Sounds good. Now, we're going to be able to outpace them here. I think I'm going to call this. This is just a Surf, right? Origin Pulse? Origin Pulse. Great. Doing a lot of damage. Doing a lot of damage there. And they're shielding up the dang Thunder, son of a gun. So they're going to be swapping into their Duskmane. We're immediately bringing in the Mewtwo here. And of course, we have to shield up this Dark Pulse. I think I farm up a little bit extra. No, not even close. I just throw the Shadow Ball immediately here. Not even messing around. Taking them out in one shot like we've seen before. And we're outpacing them while it's lagging. A little bit of a frame skip there. Yeah, don't you love when that happens? Right when you needed to get to your charge move at a most critical time, all of a sudden the game just starts puttering. Like, we've been over this already. I can't say everybody's cheating, but there is a way to cheat to make the game putter. But I have to be realistic. A lot of the times that you're encountering that, it's just straight up Niantic's bad server. It is. But there are people out there abusing it. You know, Discord cheat. I don't know how. I feel like a lot of people still do that, but I don't know. Whatever. Just get off it. So up against Rhyperior here. Gonna go ahead and let all that go. Take him out. 1-to-1 shield. And they're bringing in their Palkia. So obviously this is massively resisted, but we're just going to do a little bit of damage before we do go down. Oh, we actually take them out. Very nice. Very nice. And we have a Duskmane back there. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Zygarde to go for the crunch here. See if we can get a shield. And then we'll swap into the Mewtwo and then just go straight for the Shadow Ball. And this is a wrap here. And we take the win. All right. That Duskmane shiny. It's so good. I like that pink color. All right, so going to go ahead and take them out with the Shadow Ball here. Double Legacy for the win. Let's go. Moving it on to our next game here. Got some nice snowy scenery going on. It is pretty warm here. It's like springtime almost. All the snow is pretty much melted again. So hopefully we can get a nice another downpour of snow here soon. I love it when that happens. Alrighty, so getting a shield out of them with that Gyarados. Very good. And let's just chunk away here. I think we can just let this go as well. Yeah, we're good to go. Letting that go. Getting to the Outrage right at the nick of time. Do they want to double shield this thing? Letting it go, which is probably a good idea. And bringing in their Ho-Oh. Unfortunately, they're able to farm me down, getting a bunch of energy. Now, I'm definitely going to shield this up. I'm not trying to take Solar Beams anymore. Yeah, there it is. I don't know. Solar Beam is the cool thing to do now, is it? Okay. All right. So they do have a Florges back here. We can let this Moonblast go. Doing a good amount of damage, but we don't really have to worry about them farming me down at this point because we're going to be able to outpace them here. Getting that last shield while we get to the Psy Strike. Not sure if this is going to one-shot them, but it is going to do... Oh, yeah. Okay, well, pretty much. It's got like, what, 1 HP over there? So we'll let this go. Take me out with the Disarming Voice. Bringing in the Kyogre. They have that Ho-Oh back here. And this is basically a wrap. Going for the Surf. They let it go. Well, they have the more shields. Of course, they have to let it go. And we're taking that win. Let's keep it moving here. Next game, what are we going to see? All right, Palkia. I'd love to see this matchup. Really love to see this matchup here. Spatial Rend will not one-shot, but it's basically like a couple more Dragon Breaths and we're out of here. As you can see here, going for the Crunch. Do they want to shield it up? And they're letting it go as well. They will be able to take us out here. I think I bring in the Mewtwo to kind of Psycho Cut them down. Unfortunately, that's not happening before they do get to an Aqua Tail, which will do a good amount of damage to the Mewtwo. So we'll go ahead and shield it up, unfortunately, using a shield there. And Togekiss sounds like a plan to me. So we're going to go ahead and build up to do Psy Strikes here. This might be the game where they get the boost towards the end here, kind of giving me a little bit of trouble. So we're getting a shield there, and they're letting that one go, swapping into our Kyogre, and we do have a nice Ho-Oh in the back for our Kyogre. Let's go. So we will shield this up. Brave Bird this time, lowering their defense. Let's take them out even faster. Down they go. We have all this energy built up here. And that's pretty much a wrap. They're throwing. This is not the one where they gain the boost, obviously. And we take the win. All right, keeping it going here with the Zygarde up front. And we're met with Necrozma. I don't really see this too much anymore. I know it's definitely good. Oh, I know why. It's depending upon what you use on your team. If I had a Ghost or if I had a Fighter, this thing would pop up all the time. Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. You better believe it. So Crunch is going to be 4 times effective to them because they're going to be Psychic and Ghost. So doing quite a bit of damage. So they're definitely going to have to shield it up. We haven't used the shield yet. We'll let this go. And I think we'll just bring in Kyogre and farm them down here. I mean, let's see what happens. Yeah, we'll shield it up. Yeah, that Ghost move really hits like a truck, but they hit me with the Dark Pulse. That's fine. We still have a shield left, and they have none. Shadow Metagross, well, the game is puttering along here. Gonna go ahead and throw that Surf, and we'll be perfectly fine with the shield and Mewtwo in the back because, I mean, oh, we're gonna use it now. Sounds good. Show me you have a water type. Do you have a water type? Or something weak to water, I should say. It is gonna be Reshiram. Not quite weak to water, but it is gonna be fire. Also Dragon, right? So it's not taking all that damage. Gonna get to another one here, and good old trusty Kyogre putting in the work, and I don't even think Mewtwo's gonna have to even step in the ring this time. All right, looking good, and moving it on to the next game here. This is a good matchup, all right? We've already seen this before, so let's just play it out. Building up to the Outrage, aka also maybe Earthquake. And no shield. They're brave. They know what's up. Okay, very good. Gonna go for another Crunch at this point. It's not worth building up to the Outrage. I don't even know if I get there before they hit me with an Iron Head. And they're gonna go ahead and throw it now. Sounds good. We haven't used a shield. We'll let it all go. And they swap. Ooh, they snipe me. They say, I got you. Okay. Gonna go ahead and bring in Mewtwo here. And just gonna throw the Psy Strike immediately. See if we get a shield out of them. All right, they wanted to use that last shield. Now, obviously, we can't be going in here with Kyogre, so we need to handle this situation with Mewtwo, so we'll go ahead and shield up that Aqua Tail. The Psy Strike is going to pretty much take it out here. A couple more Psycho Cuts. It's going to swap into our Kyogre, so we can just catch that Aqua Tail. They bring back their Dialga. We almost farmed them down. This is not too sure what move it is. Yeah, Draco, definitely smart to shield that up. And I think they just back out here and we take the win. We're looking good and keeping it moving. Let's keep it going here, folks. I am just thinking about my chicken tikka masala. There's a few places, so I'm going to shout them out. I think it's like pho and Indian food. And it's in this strip mall over here. But man, you know, we have a good amount of places where you can get chicken tikka masala. But I don't understand what the heck is up with that being so expensive everywhere. Like $30. And this place, it's $20. And it's a good deal, definitely. I get my non-bread along with it too. Delicious. Get Athena a nice bully stick, and we're gonna be chilling. I gotta clean the house up a bit. All right, what's going on here? Is a rude? That's rude. I wish I had one of these all the way powered up. That'd be pretty cool to use. In a way, it does kind of shut this team down-ish. The only thing that really could go up against it here is gonna be my Zygarde. Yeah, Mewtwo's Strike actually doesn't do that much. It does a decent amount, but those Dark types are really something for Mewtwo to go up against, a little bit of an issue. So I'm like, damn it, what am I going to do here? I have to use this shield. I have to. I'm going to maybe be able to catch. This is going to pretty much... All right, what are they doing? They swap. Okay. I'm going to Psycho Cut them down. You know what I think is going to be the best plan? We're just throwing, huh? All right, so attack has been dropped by 1 stage, so we do have that going on. So typically this will probably KO otherwise, but it's not now because our attack is down. So, oh, we caught a Dark Pulse. Instead of going for their Power Whip, That was a nice little catch. They have their own Kyogre, but we have our energy advantage. Look at this game. That How annoying. So we get to Thunder. How much is this going to do? Not quite enough. They got to their Surf. Let's see what's going on here. This is getting a little nerve-wracking. We need to swap into our Mewtwo. Oh my gosh. Can we get off the Side Strike? Or Psycho Cut them down at 99 wins. Let's go. All right. I do believe this is going to be our last game here, folks. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. And we have a Landorus. This is a great matchup for me here. They will keep on spamming Sandsear Storm. That's good. Obviously, it will start adding up, and as well as taking your attack down by 1 stage every time. But as you can see here, if you have Outrage, even if you go for Crunch, you'll be looking fine. Just keep on going here. At this point, I think we farm them down. 1 more Sandsear Storm, not enough, and they'll have energy. Now, what we could do is retreat, or they're going to do it themselves. Oh, no, they did it. Okay. So they went down, looked like they swapped themselves, and I do believe this is the one where the Togekiss gets that boost. So bringing in the Kyogre, and we have the star of the show on the opposite end over here, except for it's not Shadow. Bringing in the Kyogre to go up against this thing. That fast move pressure, that's what I was talking about. Mewtwo really can't handle that. And let's go ahead and let that Side Strike go. We want to use our shield later on. We want to hold on to that for our Mewtwo. Going for the Surf, down they go. And this is all but over here. We're looking absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Zygarde so we can see if we can drop their defense first. And I don't think we did, but that's okay. Now, check this out. Of course they do. Of course they get the boost, but it doesn't really matter, okay? All we need to do is get to 2 Side Strikes, and that's all we did. They're going to shield up the first one. We get the next one through, and that's about a wrap. Shadow Mewtwo, regular Mewtwo, definitely something you want in your arsenal. Good for raiding and battling gyms. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.